let's tap in, man. Let's talk about, the game, the recap of the game. All right. So, like I said, man, with that being the case, y'all know the drill. Let's start it off the right way. Hit the like button one time for the culture, and don't forget to subscribe either if you are new to the channel. Did want to start off first, though, man, just taking a look offensively at the game, man, and some of the positive things that we were able to do. Number one being, when you look at these sack numbers, man, 0 sacks allowed. Beautiful. In comparison to the 6 sacks that we were able to get on Dylan Gabriel, along with a lot more hits. I think it was 16 hits. We'll get to the defense in a little bit. But that right there, when you talk about winning your one-on-one, right, winning the matchups, we said coming into this thing, both of these defenses were highly touted. Both of these defenses had pass rushers that could get after quarterbacks, right? Superstar variety, megastar variety, right? Whatever you want to say when we're talking TJ Watt, when they show his graphics, 111 career sacks, 90-something tic-tac for loss. And it's like, oh, all right. And then it's weak Myles Garrett, 106 sacks. 77 of them, he's like, God dang, but these are both two just freakazoid alien super killers, okay? And it's like, yo, 0 sacks for Ron. 0 of them. Then from there, the other thing that obviously stood out, look at this number right here where it says attempts or C/ATT, okay? 29 completions. That's what the C stands for. ATT is attempts. My man Dylan Gabriel threw the ball 52 times. 52 times is absurd to me. 52 times is obnoxious to me. 52 times, I'm just like, bro, what are y'all on? 52 passing attempts for Dylan Gabriel versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. You are absolutely playing into our strengths. This is how we want to play defense. You saw that versus the Vikings. What was it? Carson Wentz, 40 plus attempts. Teams that throw the ball this much against us are going to struggle. They're going to be in living hell because we are designed to rush the passer, mix up coverages on the back end, man. When we're healthy, that's what we do. And yesterday was one of the first times that we have been healthy, right? But I'm like, 52 passing attempts against our defense? Good luck. Good freaking luck, man. I'm like, yo, there's no way you thought this was a good idea. But when you look at the rest of what we were able to do, making them one-dimensional, right? You look at the rushing attacks, man. 17 rushes on the day for 65 yards, 3.8 attempt. That's called smashing the run. Smash the run, make them one-dimensional. Those are the things we said we needed to do in order to make this, offense struggle the way that we thought they could struggle. Flip side, not only are we clean, in terms of no sacks, no interceptions, Rodgers, 21 to 30, give us the 2 passing touchdowns, but then we still give you 100 on the ground. So granted, we still haven't had our first 100-yard, or we haven't had a 100-yard rusher yet. We still haven't had one just yet because Kenneth Gainwell gave us 99 in Minnesota, or versus Minnesota, excuse me, on that one. But it's like, as we're looking at this thing, it's like, man, we still were able to cross that 100-yard rusher threshold. So you're talking a balanced attack. You're talking about us offensively being able to hit on all cylinders, right? In terms of moving the ball, in terms of scoring in the red zone, in terms of protecting the football, in terms of winning time of possession, right? In terms of being able to throw the football as well. And then the flip side, you look at the Browns, 29 to 52 for 221. That was 4.3 an attempt down the grass. That's not going to get it done. That lets you know, and y'all saw it the same way I saw it, right? And that's why we say, man, the numbers in terms of stats tell you one part of the story, the film tells you the other part. But we would all agree it was more dink and dunk, quick game variety, very Tua-esque, as we said. And that reflected with that, man. But the way that we created pressure was beautiful. And shout out to the fact that we should have had another sack up here, whether it's a player sack or team sack, because when have y'all ever seen a person be able to throw the football out the back of the end zone 50 feet in the air and it just be considered an incomplete pass? I was like, man, I don't get that one at all. To me, that should have been intentional grounding. I wasn't a fan of it, all right? But for some reason, they said that was okay. Because I'm like, yo, that should have been a 7 on this number as well, all right, in terms of sacks. But as a whole, man, we got explosive plays, man. DK Metcalf continues to look like a star, right? We talk about, man, if you have a matchup and we feel like this is our A player and we think he has an advantage, lean on it. Ride that matchup. in the matchups when we did victory formation, right? Me and Tanisha, we said, man, I thought it was Greg Newsome because that was who was on the roster when we were live. Who would have thought that as soon as we're finishing up, they would trade Greg Newsome for who? Tyson Campbell. So it still held true that any receiver or whenever DK wasn't matched up with Denzel Ward, you got to dominate, you got to kill, you got to thrive in it. And 4 catches for 95 yards. He averaged 23.8 a catch, had a longer 25 and a touchdown on 9 targets. Yeah, y'all let me know if that's dominant or not. Y'all let me know how y'all felt about that one. But to me, I'm like, bro, that's what we expect. And let's be real, it still could have been better. All right. Still, because you still had one where it's like, yo, that hits your handsy hands. Like, I need them. You feel me? I need them. I need all of them. But that's the stuff that you want to see. Not just DK Metcalf. How many of us have been hollering about Darnell Washington, right? We've been saying, yeah, we want more Darnell. We want to see him. We want him to be featured. Man, when are we going to get that? Well, 3 catches, you know. I think we did get that. And not just 3 catches. Explosive, right? We obviously know that first play of the game, man, 36-yard reception. I love the fact that we actually were intentional about scheming it up. I'm like, yo, this was schemed up. This was clearly something that y'all have worked on throughout the bye week or throughout the season, and now you're rolling it out. It was gorgeous to see. And even with Darnell, he could be better because he had a couple of the ones hit his hands and like, hey, bro, catch all of them. Catch them all. Because his 62 could have easily been in them 70s and 80s, right? We would all agree with that. But it was good to see the usage, man. Good to see all the dudes getting opportunities. Muth, right? We've been hollering about where is Muth. Muth had his 1 catch. Yeah, we still want more, but it's like, yo, it was still picked up 11 on yours. Ice will look good. Jonnu Smith still getting involved. Connor Hayward. Shout out to Connor. Trying to say, oh, man, this is Cam's little brother. No, it's a football player. He's a football player, man. That's what he does. Catch it, man. It was a beautiful touchdown catch, man, from A.A. Ron hitting him right in the seam. See? Tell you, but that's what he does. And he got to tackle on kickoff. Versatile. He ain't just here as a make-a-wish. No, he's here because he belongs, man. He's earned the right to be here, man. All right? And it's good to see that, man. But that's the thing, man, with our offense, man. When we're able to protect, when we're able to win in terms of the rushing lanes with the blocks, that gives us the ability to utilize these weapons. That gives us the ability to target DK. That gives the ability to scheme up certain things for Darnell Washington and company. And it was just refreshing. It was super refreshing to see that, man. So I like what I'm seeing on offense, man. I'm for sure liking what I'm seeing on offense. But then, of course, as we transition to the other side of the ball, man, shout out to the dark side, all right? Because them boys was on one. 16 QB hits, 6 sacks. Yeah, 6 tackles for loss. Yeah, don't tell me that defense that wore them brown colors is one of the best defenses in the league, according to PFF. Don't you tell me about pass rush win rate. It sounds like such a tongue twister. Let me know if y'all can say that 5 times super duper fast, right? Pass rush win rate. Okay. But all of that nonsense, that jibber jabber, when it was time to show up in the stadium, y'all tell me who was the better defense, right? Because I like the fact we had common opponents with a common situation, and we got to see one defense, 4th quarter, game on the line. Vikings offense got the ball. Can you get a stop on defense? If you get the stop, you win. I saw what we did international, and then we saw that same Browns team versus that same Vikings team. Same scenario, also international, and them not deliver. But it was like, man, all right, the talk is, man, who got the better defense? Who has the better defense? Who's nicer on defense? Who got the better playmakers? Who got the more stars? All that. And the proof is in the pudding, okay? The proof is in the freaking pudding, baby. It's the black and gold, okay? Black and gold. The numbers reflected, our players reflected, our eyeball test reflects it, man. There was nothing about this game yesterday that had us feeling like the Browns defense was doing anything nicer than the Steelers defense, man. And that's the same when we'll get in here and we'll talk, hey, man, we got Joe Burrow. All right, man, Rodgers got to play better than Burrow. Man, you don't think the defense feel the same way? Hey, bro, TJ Watt, man, they got Myles Garrett coming to town, man. I know we're going to show out. Cam, I know you the baddest D tackle in the building. What's up, man? Derek Harmon, you gonna let they first rounder outplay you? You gonna do that? I know you ain't going for that. And PQ, You seen what happened to the last LB that we invested a lot in via draft capital. You know what I'm saying? He over there. So what you gonna do? Them boys was balling. Peyton Wilson, I know Carson Swearinger ain't nicer than you. I know Carson Swearinger ain't got you. All right. Them folks in that thing going stupid out there. And our safeties was on some head busting time, man. When you talk about Deshaun Elliott, you talk about Juan Thornhill, them dudes were on missions out there, man. I love the physicality. I love that. But also, man, Jalen freaking Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey, dude. 6 tackles, 4 of them being solo, 2 sacks, though, man. Beautiful sacks, right? Beautiful. But I loved the play one-on-one on the sideline, him tackling that daggone running back, getting up as hype as he was. Y'all know I was nervous about him playing. I was like, yo, is he healthy or not? I don't know. I don't know if he was healthy. I was scared. But dude looked great. Flew around, the intensity, coverage, the sacks, multiple. Like, yo, that is why you make the move. If you're going to move on from a Minkah Fitzpatrick, this is the type of player that you do it for. And we could see it. We could feel his impact. This is all pro. This is what an all pro season looks like at the corner position, man. Dude is versatile as heck, man. And as long as he stays healthy, you see what he's capable of, man. The smarts, the instincts, like, dude across the board, man. Across the board. I was just like, all right, man. Stop playing with these people out here. And shout out to Nick Herbig, man. We talked about him earlier. But it's like, man, you look at the stat line. You look at what he was able to do in this game, man. Dude had 2 of them sacks, man. And you mean to tell me Nick Herbig had more sacks, had more QB hits than TJ Watt, than Myles Garrett, than all the boys? You know what I'm saying? Like, which pass rusher? You know what I mean? Like, that was what Herbig was on. So for me, when I see that, that's the thing that's so promising. That's the thing that's so exciting, because we would all agree, man, our defense throughout the season has been continuing to be a group on the rise, but we still don't feel like we've seen their absolute best just yet. Heck, even in yesterday's game, it's like, man, we played awesome, but we still have four opportunities where we should have had legitimate interceptions. We said Herbig dropped one. I know PQ dropped one. I think it was that Thornhill? I want to say it was Thornhill had a drop as well. And I can't remember the other one, but it was, like I said, it was 4 total where I'm like, yo, these are interceptions that we should be guaranteed walking away with. And that's one of the things that going forward, tips, overthrows, tip passes, overthrown passes, those footballs can't fall harmlessly to the ground. That's what Coach Tomlin, that's actually how he says it verbatim. It's like, yo, we have to get all of those, man. We need all of that, all right? But it was absolutely beautiful to see this defense play like that. Shout out to Terrell Austin, man. Like I said, man, we understand. We criticize him. We criticize Pat Meyer in times, right? For justified reasons, right? When the O-line isn't protecting the way that they're supposed to, isn't blocking the way they're supposed to, we get on Pat Meyer. When this defense is giving up points, we're not getting stops. We're not looking elite. We're not looking dominant. We get on Terrell Austin, and rightfully so. But the flip side is, man, when them dudes actually do it the right way, when they got it cooking, when you tell me a Myles Garrett led D-line with the first rounder in Mason Graham, with the high-end pedigree free agent in Malik Collins, and they don't touch him? 0 sacks? 3 QB hits? What? It's like, yo, Pat Meyer, salute to you. You did an awesome job, man. Hey, Terrell Austin, you mean to tell we did that? We was in the same. That's our defense. Hey, salute to you. Y'all boys did y'all thing, man. That's a thing of beauty, though, man. That is a thing of beauty, and that's complimentary football. That's what you want to see. And it's AFC North ball, man. It travels, though. Can you run the football? Can you protect? Right? If you can run the football and protect your quarterback, don't have them turnovers, tackle on defense, get after the quarterback, yeah, you're going to be in a lot of games. Heck, we would have been perfect on field goal kicking if it wasn't for some turf, but we're not going to go there today. We're not going to go there. But that was a thing of, like I said, beauty, man, a thing of beauty. Now, this kind of gets cut off a little bit just because of the size of it, of the graphic. Excuse me. Let me clarify that, because that definitely is not good. But won the time possession, man. Definitely like that, man. Had 31 minutes of that the first time all season when we won time of possession. So shout out to that. We actually had the exact same amount of first down, to start this thing out But the thing that was interesting was this, though, man. As we look at the amount of plays, 75 total plays by them, only 58 plays by us, but 248 yards for them, 335. It lets us know that our plays were more explosive, like we saw in the game, man. And this is it's the information I be like. I'm like, you know what? I like when the stats reflect what we saw versus at times where, we might see something statistically and it's like, yo, why how are we losing time possession? How are we not, having 100-yard rusher? How are we getting outgained in all these games? But we're still winning. Those are the outliers. Those are the anomalies. Those are the ones that don't supposed to happen like that. This information is beautiful. This is the information that is supposed to be like that, and it's supposed to reflect like that. And I think that it's important, man, when we just understand how it all works. This is why it looked like how it looked. But it's good to see that the numbers backed it up also, man. But them 6 sacks, man, compared to 0 sacks, 100 yards rush compared to 65. That's what we need now. What we need to clean up. I do like the 1-for-1 in the red zone. Right? Perfect there. Brownie's 0 for 3 in the red zone. 10 freaking penalties. Bro, when we start having penalties like this, man. When we start having penalties. We went from being like one of the most least penalized teams to we was out that joint tricking. I'm talking stupid, going crazy out there with all them penalties, man. We can't be having that. That will get you beat, right? You start having penalties like that, man, it kills you in terms of the flow of your offense, kills you in terms of defensively, field position. We saw it impact us with the Jabril Peppers play, right? Which I still don't like that call. Y'all maybe y'all felt different about it in the comment section. Y'all can let me know. But the punt return, man, with Keyshawn Williams, shout out to Keyshawn. I thought he played really well in his opportunity. But you watch Jabril Peppers and he's, kind of hitting him with his backside, and they threw a flag on him for illegal blindside block. Just telling you firsthand, for being in those positions, along with being fortunate enough to play for Danny Smith, who's still the coach out there now for special teams, the technique that he was doing is called scraping paint. Right? We call it the scrape paint technique, where you're supposed to stretch your arms out and you try to slide your hand, and it's more so you're using your back to shield him, as if it's 2 cars going against, side by side, and you're scraping the paint off of it, versus you being head on with it and T-boning them, or, getting the penalty for blindside blocking them. So that's, the way it's been taught. And up until yesterday, we have never seen that flag get thrown because of the technique, because we're like, how can it be a block in the back if I got my back on them? I ain't hitting them. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just showing them off, scraping paint. So that's why you can see Danny Smith and Coach Tomlin upset about it with the refs, but you also saw them really reassuring Jabril on the sideline and letting them know positive affirmations. You did right. You did what we taught you to do, and I appreciate you actually going out there and executing the technique. That was for sure one of the ones you looking at the referee, you like, bro, what are we doing, man? It was some questionable refereeing stuff though going on all weekend. I don't know if y'all seen that Chiefs Lions game too. I've never seen that one where it's like, yo, all right, quarterback shifted, the touchdown happened, y'all caught a touchdown, it's time for the extra point. Now y'all like, yo, man, take the points off, man. We're redoing that. It's like, hey, bro, what you doing? This is weird. Okay, that was super duper weird. So yeah, I wasn't a fan of that, man. Yeah, I didn't like the call. I thought it was a bad call, and I thought it wiped out an explosive play for Keyshawn Williams, a young guy who's trying to make a name for himself in his first opportunity at this level. It messes with the confidence of a guy like a Jabril Peppers, who's trying to execute the right technique to continue to build trust with this team, with his new employer, while also showing that he's versatile. It's like, man, there's just so much stuff that gets kind of mucked up, sort of, due to these calls like that. So like I said, it was very frustrating to see that, but I do like the fact that we still roll with it. We ain't let it hold us down. We ain't let it hold us back. All right. Because they say, ain't nobody take my pride. Ain't nobody hold us down. Oh no. Because we the Pittsburgh Steelers. Shout out, bro. Shout out. But yeah, man. Like I said, definitely was a fan of it though. Continues to have no turnovers, right? Win the turnover battle. I don't care how we got to do it. Just win it, man. But this is what it's supposed to look like, man. You saw offensively, you saw defensively, and now from a team standpoint, that's how you win, and you win convincingly, man. So shout out to us taking care of business, man. Finally getting us one of them convincing ones where we didn't have to bite, our nails the whole time, where we didn't have to, be sitting up here like, oh God, are you good? All right, woosah, we're going to breathe. I'm not having to hit wifey with the, hey, yo, babe, don't trip, man. You know we good, bro. Just chill. Just gotta relax. Yo, I got this. Yo, it's a squad. And Tomlin, we trust the squad. We ain't have to do all that, all right? This was super chill. In fact, low-key, it was getting to the point in the fourth where it was kind of like, all right, bro, they kind of suck. This kind of boring, but I'm kind of enjoying it because I've seen people get knocked out. But this kind of sucks. All right. So it was like that. It was like in that beautiful, like just 23-9 range. So shout out to the guys, man. Shout out to the guys. Oh, but as a whole, though, man, plenty of players that we should shout out, man. So I do want you guys, before we close it out, man, let me know who stood out to you on offense, who stood out to you on defense, who are your players that you would give game balls to, who are your players that you're like, you know what, man, these were the ones for me, man, because they went crazy out there. These were the ones that really just impressed me the most. Like I said, for me, offensively, you're going to keep hearing me say his name because a lot of people were saying it in a negative way. So I'm going with Broderick Jones once again because he's the guy that I've been riding with. All right. Broderick, and more Broderick. Por favor. Okay. And then on defense, I loved all my pass rushes, but because he was also a guy that was very much under fire a lot, I'm going to say his name. Patrick Queen. Is it Patrick Queen? Okay. So, yeah, them my two dudes, man. Broderick on offense, because, like I said, that's my favorite right now. And then PQ on defense, because that's my favorite right now, all right? I love my pass rushers. But I'm biased, so I don't get to pick them, okay? Because I can pick them every week. But PQ, stop playing with me, man, because, yeah, they ain't want to believe in PQ. They ain't want to believe in him. They said he was overpaid. They said he couldn't do it without Roquan Smith. You know what I'm saying? That's what they said about him. They said he can't tackle. They said he got bad body language. They said he can't green dot him. And all I know is that dude makes plays. Pass, run, sacks the quarterback, boomstick. You get Sam's on the football. All he misses is the pick. That's all he missing. He should have had one too. He's missing the pick. That's it, man. So that's my energy. That's my energy. Okay? Broderick go over there, block folks to sleep. PQ over there, putting people to sleep. Man, stop playing, man. Let's go. All right. But that's my energy. See, y'all let me know in the comment section, man. Let's get it.